Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about my visit to Salem, Massachusetts. I have been wanting to go to Salem for a very long time. I just never got the opportunity or got around to going, but being that my 13-year wedding anniversary with my husband just passed, he figured that would be a really nice trip for us to take. He works a lot and he knew I wanted to go there, and I think it's funny, on our 13th we went to Salem. For all you superstitious people out there, you kind of get what I'm saying. But I have a lot to go over. So many awesome things in Salem. I have to say, like, as soon as we drove into Massachusetts and going through Salem, I was like, oh my gosh, I love everything about this place. I instantly fell in love. It's like one of those things where it's like you think about it and it's like, oh, okay, it's always going to be different in reality. I drove in there, I'm like, I love this, I love this, wow, look at the street, look at the houses, oh my gosh, I love this, I love this, I love this. Everything just spoke to me, and it was so my thing. I'm gonna try and edit in the pictures I took while on the trip. I didn't take a whole lot, but the ones I did turned out pretty good. I visited some spots from the Rob Zombie film Lords of Salem, which I love. I got to see Heidi Hawthorne's house or apartment, and the scene where she's walking across the bridge and she goes into an old church and she's sitting in a cemetery, and it is the pretty. I'll just let the pictures speak for themselves, but I gotta get through a lot of things here. We stayed in Swampscott, Massachusetts, which is so pretty, and we stayed on a third-story loft. I guess it's like a beach house that gets rented out. I'll try and insert some pictures. So we had a beautiful view of the water. It wasn't necessarily a beach that you could go swimming. It was closed for bacteria found in the water, so we couldn't go swimming on the beach. And it wasn't really like a beach sandy area and then there was water. The water would come up towards the metal fencing and then the surrounding concrete wall. But still, it was beautiful, and we saw a full moon at night, which I think was Saturday night, Friday or Saturday night. But oh my gosh, it was perfect. It was beautiful. You get to see the lights of the city. You could see Boston from across the way. So it was really, really gorgeous. And I really wanted to rebook it, but it's booked. Like, that whole place, all the floors are booked. So maybe in time we'll get there, but it was just beautiful. Absolutely loved it. And we could it was in walking distance from a few restaurants and shops and things like that. We went to one, let's see, I have it listed, I have so many places on here. Mission on the Bay. It's a restaurant. It's kind of like I guess they have the inside and they have a top tier where they have an outside deck with like a bar and things like that. The waitress was so nice, and I loved her accent. I have a thing with accents, and you know, the Boston or the Massachusetts, like when they say large, it's like large. I love it so much. The young man that seated us, we had to walk up some stairs. He's like, oh, so why are you here? And we're like, oh, we're here because we're celebrating our anniversary vacation. And he couldn't have been nicer. And I couldn't believe all the nice people in Massachusetts. Maybe it's just around the Swampscott area and the Salem area. Well, it was like Swampscott, Lynn, Peabody, which I think the locals call it Peabody. And they just seemed so nice. And usually I hear about all the mass holes, but oh my God, everybody stops for you to cross the street. Like, they go out of their way. Here in Jersey, they'll run you over with an inch of your life. They don't give a crap. Crosswalk or not, we are running your asses over. And I just couldn't believe how nice the people were in Massachusetts. So I am totally sad. I love Massachusetts, and I can't wait to go back. So, yeah, Mission on the Bay was really pretty. A couple days in, we were looking for another place to eat. So we went to this place called Volo Craft Pizza, which is in Swampscott, which was in walking distance from where we stayed. Their pizza was amazing. I thought that only New York and New Jersey had great pizza. Oh my God, this pizza was so freaking good. I always tend to get the margarita pizza. It's like my favorite kind. And it was so delicious. I had to stop eating it. I was like, I ate so much junk on this trip because the food was so good. It's like, oh my God. But I really like that place. That it's only like a walk-in takeout place, and I think they deliver, but like I said, we walked everywhere. We got all of our steps in. We were like crazy walking everywhere. But there was so much to do and so much to see. So the Volo craft pizza in Swampscott, totally worth it. So, so good. Especially if you love pizza, you will like Volo craft pizza. Let me see. What is next? The first coffee place we stopped at when we got there was Land of a Thousand Hills Coffee Company, and that's in Lynn, Massachusetts, which is kind of like a tiny, I guess it's like a little city area. It's not really city where you go into like, you know, Philadelphia and it's like dirty and things like that. But it's like a cleaner version of it. It's a cute little coffee shop. It has like a purpose with the coffee that they grind up there. It goes to proceeds to help the less fortunate over in different countries. It's really cute, and the coffee was good. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be like one of those like trendy coffee places and the thing, but it wasn't. It was cute. The people were nice that owned it. They talked with us. Everybody was so nice. I couldn't believe how nice everybody was, because usually, especially here in Jersey, and like you go over into New York, people slam the door in your face and they're not nice, but they were so nice. So Land of a Thousand Hills Coffee Company in Lynn, Massachusetts. You can check that out. That is a really cute little coffee shop. I really liked it. Okay, this one. When you go into Salem, there's like a surrounding like city with rows and rows of shops, just like you would go in like any other city environment. And then you walk up a couple of blocks and you have the Salem, I call it like the Salem Circle Square, because around it is all this Salem history, and then the inside there's like rows and rows of shops, and then you have like the Witch City Mall, I think it's called. But around it, I was looking for things for my kids to bring back for them. So we went into this comic book shop. We parked where we could walk up. So we parked in front of this place called Harrison's. I think it's just called Harrison's, but it's a comic book shop. And that's in Salem, Massachusetts. It's from walking distance from the actual like Bewitched statue that's in like the center of like the Salem Square type of thing. Oh my goodness, gosh. This comic book, if you're looking for anything comic, they have everything. They have old Pee-wee figurines, Pee-wee Herman, all the kinds of Disney books, figurines, every DC, every Marvel, they had Back to the Future stuff. They had stuff I've never even heard of that I didn't even know would be involved in comics. And they had regular things, like they had movie posters. They had little candy jars of, you know, Freddy Krueger and things. Like they had everything. Another awesome place with great stuff, because I was purposely looking for anything, because I am such a lover of Ridley Scott's Legend, that 1985 movie with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. I love that movie ever since I was little. But of course you can't find things about it, because I guess it just wasn't one of these things that was highly popular, and I always have to like the unpopular stuff for some reason. Like, I even asked about Lords of Salem stuff. They didn't have anything of that in there. Ooh, you know what I forgot? Ooh, Count. Oh, God, I have to look that up. But yeah, this comic book store had, like, I feel like Stefan from SNL. This place has everything. It has everything except for Dan Cortez. I don't know. Dan Cortez might be in there, because this place did have almost everything. Yes. I freaking love Bill Hader. But yeah, Harrison's in Salem, Massachusetts. I'm telling you, if you are a comic lover, you will love this freaking place. It had so much stuff in it. A couple of stores down, there was Hex, Old World Witchery. That's also in Salem, a couple doors down from Harrison's. I like that store. They had card readings going on and psychics over in one section. They had a lot of nice stuff in there. It just wasn't what I was looking for, but it is definitely a place to hit. Vamp Fangs. This place was cool. I really like this. And the people were so nice. Yet again, I was surprised. You know, I'm not used to this nice people stuff. I'm used to people going like, yeah, whatever, completely ignoring you. everywhere you went in, oh, hi, how are you? And like, you could just tell they were genuine. So Van Fangs was really super duper cool. My husband saw this purse from, was it Killstar? Oh my gosh, this is like too cool. He saw this and he's like, oh my gosh, this is so you. This I think was $65. This bag is huge. It has the little hole straps here, the crossbody strap, pockets. This thing is humongous for $65. So he bought that for me. I was totally happy with that. Couldn't have been happier. But the people were really nice there. And if you're looking for anything, which you're gonna have a million stores, but that one was really, really good. Okay, this is really funny. My dad's birthday was coming up. August is always such a busy month. Birthdays, anniversaries, whatever. So we go into the Witch City Mall, which is, you know, part of that whole circle of in Salem where you have like everything. And we went into Village Tavern. They had this Miller High Life, and you usually don't see Miller High Life. It's usually just Miller or Miller Lite. Never Miller High Life. My dad is such a Miller High Life beer fanatic. They said no, they wouldn't sell it to me. So I was like, oh, okay, no harm, no foul. I figured it would be a good thing, a good present for my dad for his birthday. But then my husband, like, he's like the eBay king, and then, or, you know, whatever. And then he went on there, he's like, oh, I found it. It'll be here by Monday. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, that was easy. So yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow, that's super duper awesome. Had to get it. And I just recently noticed as I'm watching, what the heck am I watching? Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They had the same exact Miller High Life mirror in the back office. I was like, holy shit, there it is. But it was, I don't know, it was funny. I have to tell you about Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery. And this is also in Salem, in the Witch City Mall, in the, you know, the outside courts where all the things are in Salem. This place was cool. I mean, it's probably not the best place to go if you're like looking for like in-depth thing. It's a really tiny little wax museum with really cool wax figures of villains. God, I can't talk. And it had a lot of memorabilia, a lot of information, and they have like a little gift shop. It's so cool. You just go walking around and it has things. But this is the main reason why I liked Count Orlok so much. They had 2 wax figures and models of Darkness and Meg Mucklebones from Legend. I was like, finally something involving Legend. Finally. I sat there and like, of course I was reading the thing and I'm like, yeah, I know all of it already. But I was just sitting there and I was like, wow, they have Darkness here, Meg Mucklebones here. Great, like the best special effects for that time. It is so amazing and so impeccable. And I was just like, thank you, Count. Thank you for recognizing this. Thank you. So yeah, I was so happy about that. That was like the highlight of my thing. I was like, finally, something around here recognizes this amazing movie that Ridley Scott made. Yeah, I went to go, I think when we first drove into town, I really wanted to go see Things of Lords of Salem. I saw Heidi Hawthorne's apartment in the movie. And I wanted so bad to go in there just so I could see like where the steps were and like where even like the mailboxes were in the movie, and maybe like go look down and see apartment number 5. But I didn't, you know, people live there. I wasn't going to be, you know, a creep about it. But I got to see, you know, the outside, which was cool enough. And then I had to go see, this is like such, like I always thought in the movie, like this is such a beautiful church, such a beautiful time. And the cemetery. Went to Green Lawn Cemetery. So gorgeous there. Like I love cemeteries anyway, but the church, and I tried to open the church. It was locked, of course. But I figured like, you know, some churches are open. You can go in, you could sit, you can do whatever. I wasn't in there to, you know, do anything bad. I just wanted to really take in the ambiance and the art of the movie, but it was locked. The cemetery is huge. It's huge. a lot of great older stones. The church is just like the pinnacle, and then you have the bridge. It's just so pretty. So if you're a fan of the movie or even cemeteries, check that one out. That one's just so beautiful. Let's see. Okay, I have to talk about this. The Witch History Museum in Salem. I'm just gonna call it the Witch City Mall because it's like right in with all that stuff, like all the shops and stuff. This, I really wanted to see. This is the thing, they will take you around, and we took the guided tour, and the girl was very knowledgeable. She knew a lot of information, but the mannequins, it wasn't even wax figures, it was just like really old looking mannequins and dim lighting. And then she would play a recording from like, I don't know, some kind of like story time or something about each figure. And it really wasn't anything that you absolutely needed. And it was kind of like stuff you already knew. There's a couple things I didn't know, which kind of minuscule, kind of tiny. I appreciated it for what it was, and it probably was a little bit better years ago, but I think that I'm sure Salem makes a ton of money, especially around Halloween, all the, the witches and people that like all that stuff. Update that a little bit. The only thing that I didn't know about was Gallows Hill, and I really wanted to visit that, but the weather was just so crappy that by the time that we would get to that area by the end of the trip, I didn't want to go walk around the woods in like muddiness or anything. So if anyone's been to Gallows Hill, oh my gosh, talk to me about it. I'm so interested. But I do plan on going back to Salem, so that'll be on my next trip, and that'll be my next video. Sure, I have like Salem. But I just felt like it could have been so much more. I mean, there's so much history, and the girl was like, oh, well, Massachusetts was always so embarrassed about the witch trials. I'm like, that's a big part of history. Even though, Salem, the judges and everybody in the government area of it was like, oh, this is such an embarrassment, this is such a this. And, I find it to be a cop-out. I'm like, I like things involving witches and witchcraft. I think it's interesting. I just felt like they could have done so much more with that museum. They could have just represented it so differently. And I hate to say this, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're thinking about it. Sorry, guys. This little coffee place, Sweet Java in Salem, Massachusetts. This place was super duper cute. It got filled up real quick, so I'm sure it's popular. They have a lot to choose from. Staff was really quick with getting things out. It was kind of like a tiny little Starbucks, like one of those type of little offbeat coffee shops that don't have a chain. My husband and I, when we travel, we try to tend to go to businesses that aren't chains and give local businesses and smaller businesses our business, because we think that's so important, because chains are going to be everywhere. So Sweet Java, Salem, that was really cute. Burying Point and Salem Witch Trials Memorial grave site in Salem, Massachusetts. You'll see this walking around along with like the witch house and stuff, but a lot of that stuff was closed, which was so stupid, because I'm like, why are you closed? Like, can we not go in here? We actually went into Burying Point and the Salem Witch Trials Memorial, which is just like a tiny little grave site, and it looked like a lot of the gravestones were refurbished. And that was another thing that the lady had said in the witch museum on the guided tour. She was just like, oh, well, we have people buried in Gallows Hill, and we're gonna redo all the headstones. I'm like, oh, no. I'm thinking to myself, don't touch them, you're messing with history. Like, I guess some of them are unreadable, and in this little memorial place, some of them were a little bit unreadable, which is fine. That's part of the history. Don't touch it. Don't redo it. Don't touch it. Leave it how it is. Let the years really sink in and let it be. But you're not going to argue with the government, I guess. Okay, let's see. Okay, Ravenstone. This place was super cute. This place right here. This was in Lynn, Massachusetts. I got this necklace there as well. I got some stuff finally I got stuff for my kids, because it has stuff that they would have liked. If you're looking for gems and crystals and geodes and all the type of thing, this place has so many stones, gems, geodes, everything. It is filled with like every type of gem you could want. The people were so nice. As soon as we walked in, the guy greeted us. It was Sunday, so he's like, oh, and Sunday we have mimosas. Would you like one? It was so cute. He was so nice. And the other woman that was at the desk, she was sweet as well. Any questions we had, they were happy to answer. They were so sweet. I loved the store. If you're inland Massachusetts and you see Ravenstone, stop in there because it is so nice. I loved so many things in there, but you could spend a lot of money real quick in that store because it is just so easy to just buy. So I don't know why I thought of NSYNC, bye. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. But that place was really, really cool. I loved it so much. So check that out. The Wardhurst in Peabody, Massachusetts. We went there for our actual day of anniversary dinner, and we had the coolest waitress. She was so nice. She talked to us forever. The place wasn't that busy, so she was talking our ear off, telling us where to go, where to visit, do this, do that. And she was so cool. I absolutely loved her. I should have gotten like her information so we could stay in contact because she was so damn cool. And the food there was good. So my husband got, I think he ordered prime rib, which was huge. I'm trying to eat a little bit lighter because I have all these acid problems in my stomach and it's a whole big issue. So I just had a salad, but the salad was good. Oh, and they had the best watermelon margarita. Oh my gosh. And I'm not really like a big drinker, but I like things watermelon. So I was like, what the hell, I'll try it. Oh my gosh, this watermelon margarita was so flipping good. So if you're in Peabody, whatever, and you go to the Wardhurst restaurant and they have the watermelon margarita, get it. You will not regret it. It is delicious. So good. The waitress, God, I wish I remembered her name. I can't remember. I'm so terrible. My brain is just not good anymore. So we were asking around, we were chit-chatting, and we were saying, oh, okay, well, where should we go? She's like, oh, try Rockport. It's really pretty. It's kind of like a shore town, and I'm allergic to seafood, but my husband can have it. So she's like, if you like seafood, you're in Massachusetts, go there, have seafood. It's great. So on our last day, we're like, oh, okay, we'll hit that out because Sunday was our anniversary, and then Monday we were traveling home. So we had breakfast at Lincoln's Landing in Swampscott, which is not too far from where we were staying. It's such a cute little place with cute little pancakes and things like that. It's a really tiny place, and they're only open, I think, for breakfast and lunch. But if you're there, you might as well just stop in because they're super sweet there. Just like everybody is so, like, it's so weird how nice everybody was. But I recommend that place for breakfast. Now this is the creme de la creme for me. On the way home, we were like, okay, fine, we'll try Rockport, no big deal. It was raining. It wasn't like a really wonderful day, but we figured, why not? We're driving home. If, we want to come back and see it on a nicer time, we will. So we were driving through Rockport, looking at places to go, and we saw this place called Hammond Castle Museum. So we travel up to Gloucester, Massachusetts, where this castle is. Oh my God. This place blew me away. Completely away. It is gorgeous. Just the outside alone was just so captivating. I couldn't stop taking pictures. Then we go inside. So pretty. I mean, it does smell a little mildewy because it's like a castle and things like that, and it's old. And I think they were trying to redo a lot of sections of it because there was a lot of new plywood, tarps, all that type of thing. But this guy, John Hammond, I think, Jr., wow, how come we don't know about this person? We don't know a lot about history. We're just now, like, learning about, like, Nikola Tesla was made popular a few years ago, knowing that, he was ripped off by Edison. This guy's amazing. He knew about ships and boats and frequencies, radio frequencies. He was most known for, which I didn't even know who this person was. You read all this information. You watch, like, a TV that has information about him. He was involved with the invention of TV, and TV, when it says it was out, really it was earlier, and this guy had something to do with it, and just all this crazy stuff. He patented all these things, and it has the patent there, and he patented like a magnetic bottle opener. Like, this guy was, I don't know how we don't know who this guy is. Like, what is the school system teaching us that why we don't know this person is? But this is definitely one place to stop. They have weddings there. They have bar mitzvahs. They have all types of parties there if you want to do it. It's just so beautiful to go in and just take it all in because it is so gorgeous. And I plan to go back with our kids. Hopefully this whole coronavirus 1 2 3 4 5 bazillion variant, whatever it is, won't ruin Halloween this year, because I really want to go back to Salem during Halloween, because I think it'll be just epic and I really want to take my kids there. So if you guys are thinking about going and you like that type of like witchy type of feel, definitely do it. I want to go back so bad already. I miss it already. And I hope you guys like this video. I'll talk to you guys soon.